This is inflation. Everything is going higher. This is flood that is rising its level. Are you swimming or sinking? Are you ascending or sinking? This is the question that everybody right now are needing to front. We just ended eclipse season of Taurus and Scorpio. We are in Gemini season. Today is May 30th. We are 2 steps before starting June 2022. In Gemini is all about movement, adapting to new places, new way of thoughts, and finding the joy in the movement, because the energies that have printed in the eclipses have not disappeared. What together happened in the financial markets during May. This is the beginning of what will culminate to the end of the year. But this is sort of a stop, of a pause in a way that allowing us in a creative way in the month of June to adapt our life direction to a better place where we will not be affected and we may feel a better situation in our pocket. So the inflation in Germany and in England and many countries are rising for 6 years cycle, and it's going to rise more to the area of the Second World War. This is Uranus in Taurus, and the crisis in Germany back in the last years of the 30s led for a great depression there and a war that we understand that people get into the corner. Things become very violent. So now we have Mars and Jupiter in Aries, and Mars is about to meet Chiron, and this is very much a war energies. For the energies of this week, you should watch via Telegram the full video tomorrow, every Tuesday. It's already available via Patreon, and you will understand with more details what I'm seeing and what's the messages, very critical messages for this week. So when people are not having access, or having access but not having the enough money because the salary remained the same, and people are not hedged by alternative solution, as for a long time I and many people were speaking and educating the population what to do when the system is collapsing, and how we needed already to abandon the ship for the last year with all the vaccination enforcement, etc. Very alarming, very alarming. So even just if you're looking in the website of Deagle that showed years ago about the depopulation and which countries are going to eliminate, to depopulate half of their country, it's very, very scary. And those are some countries that are going to increase the population, meaning that the crises are not going to arrive there. And maybe every time when this is night in one place, this is light in other. And we should find the other side of the world. And each one should listen to his guts, where should go. The Gemini season is giving us all the support and the passion, Mars and Jupiter, to go out from the alerts. This is like Sirena now in sky. Doo, doo. Are you going to stay and to close your ears? And okay, this inflation will fix, my government will fix the inflation, and I will find always bread and milk available to me. I will continue to maintain in this job, and to pay this rent is not that high. maybe is not very well strategy to adapt right now. Because we saw already what the eclipse already brought us, and we are seeing the signs on the wall from all fronts. And I would not be surprised if this is a new war to start by this month in another place. Because we also remember that by the end of July, Uranus and the North Node are meeting in Taurus. And this is very critical, very transformative event that may be related to resources and money and financial system, will shift the world. And I don't want to say the things that I don't want even to imagine, but it's like leading to a sort of a dictatorship that the government will save us, like now Hungary declared about a wartime state to maintain the emergency state. So government are seeing how the finances and the monopoly on the financial system is starting to diminish, also by events that are not just because of people investing in crypto, but because big corporations that are abandoning the fiat currency and may apply very demonic rules, not just on people, in general, on countries. Now, it won't happen everywhere in the world. And those are heavens that we should look for. And it's not for the trendy places that everybody know that this is good. Like everybody suddenly in the last years going to Portugal. Portugal is a safe haven for crypto and other things. Is not going to be those places. And if you saw, I showed it in the World Weekly Astrology, Portugal is one of the highest rate of death with the COVID situation, together with Canada and the United States. Also Spain in very high rate. So this is like a curse on this place, including Italy. Now, it's also giving us alerts where, also including England, and despite of removing the restrictions, England and Ireland are all marked as a high death rate, very connected with the South Node in Scorpio. So we all need to think about places that will enable us to be above the water, where cost of living is lower and resources available. And we're thinking more about shared resources in places that are more reasonable. Even if to think about little villages in Spain or in Portugal or in South America mostly, that I feel to be more attractive. The Latin America is very appealing. And this is a revolution. We also see now more freedom and more opportunities in the east of Europe than the west of Europe. This is a shift, like the pole shift, but a karmic shift also. Who was rich for so long now will fall, and the other side will start rising. So I know that not everybody can suddenly leave. People are with families and people are stuck with so many levels and heaviness. And those are people, specifically the young people, the 80s guys, also those that born in the 90s, that they have Neptune-Uranus conjunction. Those are the first that need to lead for the new society and to go. And the first thing that we need to think right now, I cannot save all my family behind. I need to create the new world. So it's sort of a call that I'm managing to channel right now, with Mercury stationing in the last degree of the retrograde in Taurus and squared by Saturn, to make a very commitment strategy about where to move, how to create, what resources we need, what skills, and this demanding a lot of courage. Also, a lot of innovation here is helping us to create with this Gemini season. Mars and Jupiter met since 2011. Indeed, the Syria war started then, and a lot of refugees flood to Europe, and now Finland and Sweden and Norway and Germany full of Iraqis and Syrians that are living in their country. At the beginning they saw it like absorbing the Ukrainian. Then it was absorbing the Muslims. Not for the religious. I don't care about the religious. It's about the culture merge and how it's really succeeded on the old structure. So now it's going to be flood of refugees from other countries due to many different events. It could be due to natural event, or due to inflation economically, or it's very classical that people abandoning their country because the crisis economically, like Venezuela and other places, that the young people cannot sustain, nothing to search there. So we need to find where is free land to build new things, to build better projects that may be a better world. And this month of June is the time to connect the dots, to connect the puzzle, to commit to a better path, connect technologies, connect devices, connect people, minded and ideas. 2011, when the Syria war started, also was the boom of a lot of digital revolution, including Airbnb, PayPal, Amazon, and it shifted the way that how people travel and how people get paid, all the digital nomad things. And this is a new cycle of this, and now we should think in a new mode that is more related to the era of Aquarius, that is not about getting free, a capitalistic nomad, but to be more of maybe a free spirit nomad. I wouldn't take this word neither, but is maybe building community. This is not time to be a capitalistic nomad in an Airbnb apartment in a tall building somewhere in the city, working online. Things will not be sustainable. We are about to move to little villages and to create co-living places. This is the direction, and we should find exotic or interesting locations that will combine the comfort with technology. So Mars and Jupiter in Aries very much speaking about where you want to live, to where you want to expand. And because Jupiter is the ruler of travels and Mars is a malefic planet, we also may see some events that related to airlines, and some of them will be bad, some of them will be good, depends on their karma. Like the Emirates airlines already declared that they are going to accept Bitcoin, and I'm just hearing from another place that issues with the pilots, unstable and stopped flights, and this can happen. It's very classic with this energy that is now. And it's not about having fear from flight, it's about the fear of flight also should be the prices of flights that are going to rise a lot. And the oil price, if you are watching my channel and I'm really encouraging you to connect with Patreon, at least to see 1 month ahead how the prediction of oil and gold is it's like amazing exact almost now, and it's going to continue higher, because when you see where those commodities, that is the fundamentals of the structure, you can strengthening other prediction or other preparation to complete the puzzle. And many of my predictions are connected with what I'm seeing 6 months ahead. So if you even want to see 6 months ahead of oil, I'm showing it. And I'm telling you, it's going very high, it's going much higher, and it's going to be a situation probably of a war. And gold, the way that many people and YouTubers are speaking about purchasing gold, etc., is not going to be, according to my models, at least for the next month, what actually to save you. It must be technological, it must be different. Now also remember, very interesting, 2011, it was the first year or the year and a half of Bitcoin since developed, and very few people knew about it and started mining it, and it was costing very, very low, few dollars to few $100s. And look what investment long term it was, because this is about what sort of new investment for the next 12 years you are going to take, and we are going to take. And this is also something about what project, how independent you want to be, where you want to be independent. This is the moment of, like, in universe, they are freeing yourself from the leash, fly, to go, launching a rocket. And this rocket should have a coordination, where I want to go, what I want to create, more than just, I just want to be a happy life. Many things that we are considering right now, like going to new program residencies for digital nomads. You can live 1 year in this country, and those are not the solution. This is part of the solution. This is the beginning of a change, but the entire structure of definition of residency and taxes in different places is still very rigid and not updated. So this is also about being entrepreneur by taking risk decision and how to disconnect from old structure in order to connect to a better one by creating a rule, creating new rules combined with other people. Disconnecting from the resources that we usually need that linking us to the old way of thinking. So hopefully it was resonating. Always check the links below. Connect to the Telegram channel where I'm sharing, concentrating all the materials that is free but easy to find, because the algorithm of YouTube is not arriving to everyone. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a very good Gemini season.